Hey guys, Making Money with Gary. Today is September 19th, 2024. Okay, I'm out here picking longleaf pine needles out in one of my secret spots by the water, about 2-3 miles from the house. Why am I out here picking? I sold some longleaf pine needles today. What are the longleaf pine needles used for? They're used for basket weaving and crafts and making all kinds of things. Wreaths that hang on doors, mats, doormats, mats that go on dresses, mats that you eat on, mats that hang on the wall that are very intricate and have designs in them and stuff. Okay, people buy these off of me for $27 a pound. I've been doing this for 4 years. I average around 100 pounds a month. It varies. It goes from 80 pounds to 120 pounds a month. Once in a great while, I do sell 150 pounds. Yes, a lot of people do the crafts. And people pay me, the gross they pay me is $40 with shipping for a 1 pound order. For a 3.5 pound order, they pay like $110. So it's cheaper. The more they buy, the cheaper they get them. That's how it works. So look guys, I'm going to show you what I picked today, and I'm going to tell you what I sold today. Let's start off with what I picked today. I picked right here, I got a total of, I got a total of just about 4 pounds. So I'd say roughly $100. I'll put it right at $100. So, and I've been out here 2 hours, 2 hours, possibly 2.5. I've been out here picking. Well, I had to climb up the hill. My car's down the hill, down there, and the water is directly behind it, about 70 feet. So I had to walk up the hill here in order to pick. And I've been out here picking, like I said, 2.5 hours. So, and here's the bag. And that's not all of them. There's some here, there. I'm going to show you a little demonstration. But first, I'm going to tell you what I sold today. What I sold today was 2 2-pound orders, which is $50 net from me, 50 net and 50 net. So I made $100 on the longleaf pine needles. That's all I sold today was 2 2-pound orders. And the 2-pound orders are 2 pounds, 3 ounces, plus I give extra on each order. And the gross that they paid for them 2 2-pound orders is a $70 for each. So the gross was $140. And what I made was $100 on the longleaf pine needles. I also sold some vintage books today, but I don't put them in the video with the longleaf pine needles. They're separate. The reason is the vintage books vary in prices. The longleaf pine needles, I have 10 different sizes of orders that I sell, and I know all what each one sells for, gross and net. The books are all over the board, so that's going to be another video. But anyway, I did sell some vintage books today, and yes, I do go out to stores and I buy vintage books. I don't go to Goodwill really because I feel they're overpriced, but I do go to mom and pop shops. I do go to Salvation Army, and there are a bunch of other places, Habitat for Humanity. There's a SPCA, and I go to a lot of different places, and I do all right with the books. I try to get the books for no more than $1, and sometimes, once in a while, I get a book that's worth $100, or I'll get a book that's worth $50. I'll buy it for $1. Most of my books I buy for $1 to 50 cents, and they're worth $10 to $20. That's the price range, and I do get $30, $40, $50 books. And what I sell a month is I move 100 books a month. And what I make on the books is I average around $30 to $35 per book for the whole year, because I do sell some books that are $200, $100, $150. Some books that are autographed, signed, or very rare books. So that's what my average is for the books. It's between $30 and $35 per book. And my average for the longleaf pine needles is $27 a pound and change. And the gross is around $40 a pound, but it's less. As the more they buy, the less it is. So look guys, okay, now that we got that, I'm going to show you 27 or 26 pine needles is a ½ ounce. And a ½ ounce of pine needles is one of these piles. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 piles. And then I got a big pile there. Okay, let's go to the big pile first. This big pile really ain't that big. And this big pile is approximately an ounce, maybe a little over an ounce. But that's $2 gross for that 1 ounce. It's $2 gross. And the net on it, what I make on 1 ounce is $1.60. That's what I make in my pocket. Okay, I'm putting that in the bag. Now I'm going to show you, I'm going to add all these up, these ½ ounce rolls. These ½ ounce rolls are $1 each, gross. So it would be $1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. $8 gross because there's 8 rolls. But net, what I make is 80 cents per roll. So a ½ ounce roll, and a ½ ounce roll is one 1 ounce roll. So that is $1.60 net, and it's $2 gross. Now, if I put all these rolls together, I'm putting them all together, and I'm going to show you what 4 ounces looks like. I'm putting them all together, and here I'll show you where I'm at. And now I'm going to put these on it, on this pile. Okay. Now, oh wow, it's not coming out the way exactly like I wanted to, but let's see. Okay, guys. So right here is around a 4 ounce roll. And that 4 ounce roll is worth around $8 gross. $8 gross. But the net would be, well, really it would be half of $13.50. So the net would be around $7.70 or somewhere around there. Is that right? No, it would be around $7. There or about $7. And it would be $1.60 times 4, which would be $3.20, $6.40, $6.50. So I'm going to say $6.50 is what a net half a roll is worth. Okay, I'm putting that in the bag now, guys. And now that's in the bag. Now my bag is complete. So I hope I didn't confuse you. I'm just trying to give you an idea. Every time you pick up 27 of these, every time you pick up 27 of these single 3-prong longleaf pine needles, you picked up 80 cents. 80 cents profit, $1 gross. So every time you pick up 27 or 26, it don't have to be the exact number. It could be anywhere from 22 to 27. Anywhere from 22 to 27. Now this is if the length is between 11 and 15 inches, because they're going to vary. So that'll come, I guarantee you, 54 to 56 of these will equal 1 ounce, which is $2 gross, $1.60 net in your pocket. Now right here, guys, this whole bag, because I give extra when I sell them, this whole bag is almost 4 pounds. And because I give extra, I'm trying to put it in the shade here. This whole bag is $100. I picked $100 today. And isn't that a coincidence? I picked 100 and I sold 100. 100 net. I sold 140 gross. So these are longleaf pine needles, and like I said, I've been doing the longleaf pine needles for 4 years. 4 years. I'm just going to walk up this path a little bit, and I'm going to turn around. The needles are really only in this one spot, and then if you walk up this path like a mile, there's another couple of trees, and there's a whole bunch more. And if you go back the path the other way, oh, somebody threw some garbage here. That's terrible. People do that. I don't know why people do that. You know, the maintenance may come out here and clean it up, but... Okay, this trail, guys, it goes on and on and on. Now, the pine cones are starting to fall, And I don't know. I think it's going to be later this year. I don't really see too many longleaf pine cones. I'm looking for them, but it's between September and November they start falling. So I give it another month. Be on the lookout for them. When they fall fresh, they're going to be really green. I mean, if they get blown off. If they get blown off a tree, they're going to be green. So, the longleaf pine needles are very big. They're bigger than the norm. They're a little bigger. They're around, I don't know, between 6 inches and 12 inches. They're a little bigger. And some of them aren't really that big, but they're bigger than the average. So, you see all the fresh needles? I gotta be very careful walking down here. So, I did well today. I'm very happy what I did. Oh, here's one here. Here's a pine cone here. I'm gonna see if there's anything in it. All right. No, this is an old pine cone. But you see these little platforms on the pine cone, the little platforms? I'm pushing it up and down with my finger. There's supposed to be 150 of them. I didn't count them. But each little platform has a seed on it. When they fall, that one there, pine cone, probably fell last year. But we have fresh ones that are going to start falling right around now. And when they do fall, they might be green. But they will open up. It might take a week after they fall to open up. And or if they're the older ones that fall, they're going to just open. You're going to see them. And you're going to look in there and see the seeds. They look like little leaves on each platform. They're little tiny things. And them seeds sell for $1, anywhere from 50 cents to $1. I mean, people charge what they want. And there are people that buy them. And people grow the trees and sell the trees. And people grow a ton of trees. And here's the vehicle. I'm walking by the vehicle. I walked down from all the way up there, and I didn't fall. See that? Now you know I'm in good shape. Because that was a very steep hill. I know you don't realize it, but it is. Now here's the water. I'm just walking down by the water and talking. So guys, if you pick the pine cones, you're not going to really make I shouldn't say that because it depends on the way you do it. When I did it, I only made a couple hundred a month. I wasn't really full force into it. I had a couple thousand seeds. But I'll tell you what happens with the seeds. You might have to keep them refrigerated. And I'm walking by the water, but not all the way to the water. I'm looking over here to see if there's any pine cones under this. This is a big pine tree here. That's a longleaf tree. And I'm looking to see if I see any fresh cones. And there's a couple of them. There's another one there. And I'm looking up. I don't see no fresh ones yet. So you know what, guys? It's usually between the month of September and November. So I'm going to, in my general area here, I'm going to give it another month. But now that don't mean in your state, if you have longleaf trees, look around and look at the cones and look in them and see if you see seeds in them. If you don't, they're old cones. And you could almost tell an old cone from a new one. If you really look at it, you can tell if it's a really old cone or if it's a fresh cone. And when you see a fresh cone, you're going to look in it and you're going to see seeds all over the place on every little platform. And if you bang them on the ground, you bang them on a log or something, the seeds will pop out of them. And you're not going to get all the seeds. You'll be lucky if you get half of the seeds. But the seeds that you get, you'll be able to sell for 50 cents to $1 each. If you come out here one day when there's a lot of them, and you spend an hour or two, you can get all the seeds you're going to need for the next couple of months. That's how it is. Oh wow, my battery on my remote's been going dead. So I got to play tricks to get the door open. I got to change the battery. And all right, guys. All right. I'm getting like crazy. I've been out here too long. So I got to go that way to get out of here. Not that way. That way goes deeper into the park. I got to go the other way. So look, guys, if you're thinking of doing this, you could do it, and there is money to be made in it. I'm trying to make it enjoyable, my little walking around, letting you see nature out here. It's not physically hard to do. It is a little time consuming. When I first started picking them, I was a little slow at it. It took me a long time to get used to it. It took me months to really get used to it. Now I could go out, and I don't bend a lot. I'll bend over and I'll grab 50 of them. I'll pull them up off the ground, and then I'll slide them through one hand to the other. And when I slide them through my hand, if they're pointing in one direction, I'll turn my other hand to get them pointing in another direction. And I get them all in the same direction in my other hand. And then when I pull them all through and there's nothing in that hand, I reach down and grab another handful and do it again. It's hard to explain. It's hard to, but you grab a bunch of straw, come out and do it. Grab a bunch of them in one hand and then try pulling them through with two fingers from one hand and keep them in that hand. You pull them through with the two fingers. Keep them between your thumb and your fingers. And then do it over and over again until you get a whole bunch of them. And you could do it. And then as you do it more and more, you're going to get faster. I don't mean faster in speed. I mean, you're going to be faster at picking them. You're going to be able to count like 27 half ounce, 80 cents, 27 more full ounce. Or you don't have to count them. You can pick them and feel it in your hand after a while. You'll know by the size of what's in your hand. You'll know what you have. And yes, it took me a long time to do that. And whatever shoe size you have, you could hold your shoe down and put them along your shoe to make sure you got them long enough. You want them at least minimum of 11 inches long. A minimum, I'd say a minimum you want like 11 inches, you know. You might end up picking some 10-inch ones. It might be 1 in 100. But you want to keep them above 11. And just keep picking and look around wherever the tree is that you're picking at. Walk around different areas where they fall off of that tree, and you're going to notice on one side they're going to be bigger than they are on the other side of the tree. Because for some reason the needles are longer on the one side of the tree than they are on the other. And then you're going to be picking the longer ones. And if you walk around the area where you're at within 10 feet up, 10 feet back, you're going to notice some of the needles are longer that are falling off the tree next to the tree you're picking under. And then you're going to grab them because you want to always grab the long ones, the longest ones you could possibly grab. And don't get frustrated and search for them. Just walk around and look and say, okay, this is 11, this will pass. Okay, these are 13, 14, these are great. And then stay there, keep picking them, walk around that area, push under the leaves, feel them, pick them, and keep doing it. And then accumulate, whatever you could accumulate, 2 ounces in your hand, 100 of them or something, and then throw them in the bag. Do it again, do it again, do it again. 2, 4, 6, 8 ounces, $13. Profit. 2, 4, 6, 8, $13. Profit. That's 26 in the bag. Do it again, 13. That's about $40 in the bag. Do it again, 54 in the bag. Do it again. And you keep counting till you do like me, and all of a sudden you have a bag and you have $100 in that bag. Because I always make it, I account for the extra needles. So, because I give extra because, you know, there's 3 needles on each needle has 3 needles on it, 3 prongs on it. So each needle, uh, you're going to find that one might be broke in the middle where it's a little shorter, it's an inch shorter. It might have just grew an inch shorter than the other 2. So because of stuff like that, you know, I give extra needles. I just do it to keep, because in there, you know, but that's what happens sometimes. That's how I think that's how they grow. I really don't know. Maybe insects eat the tip off of one of them. I have no idea. But I try to, if a needle is really damaged where it's been run over by a car or stepped on, it's broke, brittle, I don't pick it up. I'll move over to another area. And this is how you do it, guys. Here's a boat out here. There's a race boat. Let's see if we can get him. Oh, he's going really fast. You can hear him, but I can't get him. But okay, guys, it's really late in the day, and I gotta go to Lowe's and I gotta order stuff. I'm doing a floor in the bathroom. I've been doing it, but I don't want to get off topic here, so I won't. Anybody could do this, and you know, I've had some people asking me questions like, you know, what kind of needles am I looking for? You're looking for fresh needles. You want to go out after a wind. The wind the day before, it was a little bit of wind blowing around, 10 miles an hour, 12, 20 miles an hour, 15. Then you want to go the next day, and then you want to go pick them. You'll get the freshest needles. And when you first start, you could just go out anytime and just pick. And just play around with it. Just bring a bag with you. And even if you only get a pound, or even if you only get 10 ounces, just do it, just to start. And then take them home and fill up a sink with water. And put in the water, put a shot glass of vinegar. It'll kill any little insect or anything growing on them, or fungus or anything. It'll kill it. And a little dash of soap, dish soap. And then, you know, run your sprayer to make the soap bubble up in the thing, and then throw the shot glass of vinegar in there, and then put your weigh out your pine needles, weigh out an ounce of them, and make the ounce a little bit over an ounce, 1 ounce, 0.1. So it's a little over. You always want to be a little bit over because you don't want to be right on target. So that way you're covered. Now you take that 1.1 and you throw it in the water, put it in crisscross and put one on top of it, crisscross and put one on top of it, crisscross. Now just push up and down with your hand. Let them up and down in the water. They're agitating, and that's agitating them. Now put a plate on them and let them just soak in the water for maybe about 5 minutes. Now go back with your string. Get your string, have your yarn about 4-inch pieces long, and then tie 2 of them on each, pull out 1 ounce, tie it, throw it in your secondary sink, pull out another ounce, tie it, throw it in your secondary sink. Do it, keep doing it because they're all crisscrossed and 1 ounce rolls in there, that sink. And then once you get them all out and they're all tied up and everything, let them sit in that sink and dry. Now, if you have more, do it again. Try doing some 8-ounce rolls if you had that many of them. Weigh out 8 ounces on the scale. Throw it in the sink. Push it up and down, agitate it. Take it out, tie it. Use a string that's like 8 or 10 inches long. Roll it around it once or twice. Not a string, I'm sorry, yarn. Yarn stretches a little. And do it again. Now take them needles, put them somewhere to dry. Put them outside on a rack off the ground. If you have animals or anything, or pets, try to put them in a fenced-off area where the pets ain't gonna rip them apart. You know, I mean, the cats ain't gonna bother them, but kitten might try to play with it. But the dog, you don't know, he might grab the thing and run away with it. So, you know, put it up high. Leave it out in the yard to dry. If it's raining or something, and you don't want it in the house, it's a little wet, put it out in the shed. Put it in the shed and put it on something that's open, or some kind of milk crate or something where it could drain. and leave it out there and let it drain. Or if you have a place in the house to put them in the house, put them up on top of some kind of rack, and put a fan on them, and they'll dry. Let the fan blow on them all night long, and they'll dry. Set them up, lean them against the wall, up on a rack a couple inches off the ground, have a fan pointing at them, and dry them. The next day they'll be dry. Whatever you got to do, just practice with the stuff. And the first time you go out, don't get disgusted, because the first time you go out, you're probably going to be out for like an hour or something. I don't know. I really don't know. I shouldn't say that. You might be out for a half hour and you might only pick a half a pound, and then you might say, whoa, I'm getting dizzy. So whatever you do, just try it out. And if it's hot or something, go in your car, put your air on, drink some water, have water in your car, park next to where they're at, and then get out and walk and do it again. And then go pick another, even if you pick 2 ounces, then go back in your car, put the air on, sit in your car, cool off, take another sip of water, and come out and do it again. Just keep doing repetition. You'll get used to it, and then stop. Say, okay, that's enough for today. I can't do it today. I want to stop. That's enough for me for today. If you're not able or something. And as you do it, repetition, you're going to get faster at it. You're going to get better at it. You're going to be able to do more and more. It's like walking. Me and my wife used to walk. And we'd walk a mile a day, and it was like, wow. At first it was like, whoa, boy, that's a lot, And then the next day we walked 2 miles, next day 3 miles.